been announced by Buckingham Palace that Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, has been taken to hospital, and we can go now to our correspondent Rhiannon Mills for more. Rhiannon, what do we know?
Very short statement that's just been released by Buckingham Palace. I will read that to you in full now. It says the Duke of Edinburgh travelled from Norfolk this morning to the King Edward VII Hospital in London for observation and treatment in relation to a pre-existing condition. The admission is a precautionary measure on the advice of His Royal Highness's doctor. Now, it's worth reminding ourselves that Prince Philip is 98 years old. He's been spending a great deal of time recently in Norfolk, staying at Wood Farm, enjoying retirement. It was in 2017 that he announced that he was stepping back from public duties. Of course, over the years, people have talked a great deal about his illnesses. We know that back in 2012, during the time of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee pageant, he was admitted to hospital then with a bladder infection. In 2013, he had abdominal surgery. He also, in 2011, suffered from chest pains. Of course, within this statement, the Palace at the moment are not going into any details about what exactly he's being treated for in hospital at the moment. They're simply saying this is a pre-existing condition. He was also in 2017 admitted to hospital. Again, at the time, people talked about him suffering from a pre-existing condition. And at the time, many people were talking about whether or not that was related to the bladder infection that we've seen that had flared up over a number of different occasions, over a number of different years. The last time that we saw the Duke of Edinburgh with his family was earlier this year, back in May, when he attended the wedding of Lady Gabriella Windsor. He looked very sprightly, he looked very well, he was seen laughing and joking with Prince Harry. He seemed to be in very fine form. But of course, at 98 years old, it is inevitable that there will always be speculation about his health, especially as back in 2017, it was then he made that announcement that he was going to step back from public life, that he was stepping back from public duties. I think he is a very proud man who did not want to grow any older in public. But just to reconfirm this statement that we've had from Buckingham Palace just in the last few moments or so, talking about how the Duke of Edinburgh has travelled from Norfolk this morning to the King Edward VII Hospital in London for observation and treatment in relation to a pre-existing condition. They go on to say the admission is a precautionary measure on the advice of His Royal Highness's doctor. It's also worth adding that only this morning the Queen travelled from Buckingham Palace up to Norfolk. Recently, we've seen pictures of her getting off the train in King's Lynn. So in some ways, that may show that the Palace are maybe not panicking about this, the fact that he's been taken here to London, but the Queen at the moment is currently in Sandringham, not with her husband.